Hello. I thought I'd just grab the camera when I feel like being spontaneous. Spontaneous. I just decided to pick that time when it's raining, and I've got some pieces of paper in front of me. Update time on the Discovery. So you may or may not know I bought this car just under a year ago, but I'm given almost like a 12-month update now, and I really am regretting the choice of the rain. Let's just stand under the tree that I despise because it drops up everywhere. That's a bit better. So with the Discovery, I just took it for its MOT, and I'd actually allocated last weekend to do some repairs on it, suspecting that it will need something. In the almost 12 months I've had it, I've done about 5,000 miles. So it came back with a pass. It came up with a pass, and the repair as soon as possible. Minor defects are windscreen damage, but not adversely affecting driver's view. Yeah, there's a stone chip on the windscreen which is in the driver's view, but it's quite small and it doesn't really seem to grow. If it goes, then I'll just get the full windscreen repaired. I think I've got insurance cover on it anyway. It is a heated screen as well, and only half of it works. So if it needs to be replaced, so be it. Then there was not minors. The advisories were a seatbelt, which is slightly damaged on the offside front. Now all of the seatbelts, because the car's been battered around, there's been dogs in there and kids, some of them are frayed, so one of them obviously is slightly more frayed. There's no damage to the cords, otherwise it'd be a minor, but yeah, that just needs a bit of trimming really. Brake pipe corroded, covered in grease or other material, so I'll have a look, find out which pipe it is. If it is covered in muck, I'll get rid of it, but brake pipes aren't that difficult to do. And tyre is worn, close to the legal limit on an edge of a rear tyre. Yeah, I think they do seem to go through the tyres quite a lot. This one, it had low tyres when I got it, so I bought a full new set of wheels. So yeah, I paid not a lot for those. I'll come on to those in a minute. So I paid not a lot for the cost of the tyres to be replaced. So you know, I'll get round to them when they get done. Unsure yet whether to get the same wheels and put new tyres on, or just to buy another full set of wheels. Then I'll have 3 sets of wheels, so I could do that. Then the other thing I wanted to give you an update on now is the vehicle itself, what it's cost me. So I think one of the reasons I bought this car was to be a bit of a test. I used to have cars that were much more expensive. I put into a spreadsheet, I had a Jaguar XFR, and I worked out that yeah, the PCP wasn't much, but the running costs were quite phenomenal on that car. When you add it all up, it was just a really expensive car for how much I was using it and what I was using it for. So I thought I'd buy cheaper. Then you buy cheaper and they break all the time. So then I bought 2 cars in case one breaks, and then I end up with another car. So yeah, there's a lot of rigmarole, but the idea was, you know, the Discovery is a wonderful car, but it depreciates heavily because it breaks a lot, and when it breaks it costs a lot of money, so it was a risk. I bought it low, and I've done 5,000 miles nearly a year. So what have I done in that time? So total for servicing, I didn't bring that list. So I have done just an oil service and filter change, diff oil change. I did the tracking on the front because that was put into one side. I've replaced the prop shaft twice. One's gone back for a warranty, so I've only counted just the cost of one of those because I should ideally get a warranty back on that one. I've put new wheels and tyres on, so I paid $250 for a set of wheels and tyres, and I've done the rear brake pads and discs. They were $140. So with all of that involved, all of the servicing stuff I've done on it has cost a total of £878 this year, which isn't too bad, but when you consider it's only done 5,000 miles, it's, I guess, fairly steep. Fuel, another one, is a biggie. 1,100 quid I spent on fuel this year. Insurance was around 600 quid, MOT 45, and then tax, I'm a bad boy on this, 650 quid. Concerns me because I think some of these vehicles are getting to the point where people are going to just not buy them because of the expensive tax, because that's, you know, so much of the value of the car. People will go seeking the cheaper tax ones, and these are going to get scrapped, which doesn't seem very good for the environment, which is counterintuitive. Anyway, so the total cost of all of my servicing, all of my fuel and everything else, the insurance, the actual running costs for the year come out at £3,273. Add that then, so the total then, add that onto the price of the car. I paid £2,250 for the car, which was a good price, but it has got like some body bits that aren't too bad, and there were suspected things that were going to be going wrong down the line. There are things that are still not working on it, so things like the parking sensors and heated seats, but they're not major, they're not mechanical, so they haven't been repaired. So the total cost of the car, to me, including buying it, is £5,523 for the year. That's not too bad. I don't think actually that number's too bad. And when you then look at that, I've lost that in depreciation in 12 months on previous cars, just that figure alone. If you divide that by 12, it comes out about 460 quid. 460 quid per month, including buying, owning and all of the running costs, I don't think is too bad. I was paying around that for a PCP, just on one vehicle, just for the PCP, none of the running costs at all. So 460 quid is pretty reasonable. The clincher for me is that I think this vehicle now is worth, and I think it's gone up slightly since I bought it, used cars have, I think now this is probably worth somewhere in the region of 3,750 is what I put on it. You look at cars now, if they've got like a Discovery in this one, running and driving, it's £3,000, doesn't matter what sort of condition it's in. If it's got a full MOT, you're looking at £4,000 plus. So I think sensibly, if I was to advertise it and sell it for 3,750, which I'm not, then that's a fair price. So if you then take that off of my total for the year, that leaves me with a total cost of 1,773 for 12 months, which works out at £147.75. Now, bearing in mind that includes all of the running costs, I did get it at a decent price and it's worth more than I paid for it. But all in all, £147 for the month. I've obviously got the asset, it's gone, so I haven't got that money. That's not in the bank until I actually sell the vehicle. But if I was to check out now and sell it, that is not unreasonable. I've done the same sort of calculators. I've got my motorbike in the garage. That works out at 23 quid because it just doesn't depreciate. So, interested in your thoughts on that? That's been man maths for this, which is why I'm saying what a sensible idea it is to go and buy a massive high mileage Discovery 3 and a Jag just in case it breaks, because the Jag's really reliable. Anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts, and yeah, I can bang some more numbers around if you want me to have a play with my spreadsheet. Adios.